Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the PLA podcast. I have an incredible guest here that I'm truly looking forward to interviewing today. Sudar, welcome to the PLA podcast.
Thank you, Dunya. Thank you for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to be here.
It's a true treat to have you on, as always. And I wanted to formally introduce you to our audience that haven't had the absolute privilege of getting to know you as we have had at PLA, and just run them through your story, your background, your experience, just a little bit before we dive into this conversation. So, welcome, Sudar, to our PLA podcast, a solution architect with 17 plus years of experience in the technology industry, based in the US for over 12 years and originally from South India. He began his career as an engineer, evolved into a technology leader, and is currently working in fintech, leading development efforts, building scalable business platforms across multiple organizations, passionate about the intersection of technology and business. A lifelong learner committed to continuous growth, with a personal life shaped by experience that built on resilience and perspective. He's a devoted parent who connects with his kids through play, art, gardening, dance, and baking, of course. And he believes growth happens both through innovation and everyday life moments. Sudar, welcome to the PLA podcast.
Thank you, Dunya. Thank you for your kind words.
It's a
It's a
true
pleasure
treat.
here.
Yeah, I love reading this part because in some ways it takes each guest down through memory lane, and it just sets the tone for an incredible conversation of all of these years of experience, whether they are your early upbringing and where you're from, to moving to the US and that incredible culture shift, that change in career, and all of this resilience and everything you've created along the way on your journey. So, a true gift to have you here.
Thank you. I'm much grateful to God and PLA and everyone.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Yeah, God brought you in this moment and had you go through all these incredible experiences, and you wouldn't be who you are today. We all wouldn't be who we are today if it wasn't for this incredible divine force.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
love this. I wanted to know, I'm always curious with this particular question at the very beginning of the podcast. If we were to go back in time, right as you're moving to the US, what is one piece of advice you wish someone had told you at that time with everything that you know now?
There are a few points I could able to learn what I learned today, which I could able to get it over the start of my career. One is like the curiosity, which keeps you going, and the people connection, and the perspective how you see that, uh, whatever it is. If there is any situation, how you see that situation, what is the perspective of that situation. That is the first one, and then the curiosity comes next, and the connection. So if the three things are aligned, then the career or whatever you're doing, it will be amazing. So that's a lesson learned, and I would like to acknowledge or like being thankful for what I learned, and I would like to pass it to a number of people whom I could able to pass on, and definitely for my kids, so they can able to start in their early in career.
Mm. I love that piece around perspective because like we oftentimes overlook this piece around perspective. Perspective can be like choice of how we see a situation, looking at the greater picture, seeing, where it's all leading us. Choose that word is so potent. And I would love to get a little bit more insight on what does perspective mean to you in particular?
So okay, so perspective in the sense I see, in if there is any situation, let's say I'm doing a gardening or something like that, or some activity, and there are some challenges there. So if I see that as a challenge, and like I can able to choose it, whether it could be okay, like this is a challenge, I cannot overcome it, and then like move on to the next one. But if I see there's an opportunity, I can able to solve that and move forward. Either ignoring it or moving forward, it's your choice. The perspective change gives that ability, like based on the perspective, you can able to choose it. So it gives a choice. Which choice you're picking up is based on your perspective and your mindset. So that's what I see as a perspective on anything. I mean, I can able to relate it to every situation in my life. This is what I've been seeing. I've been seeing with a lot of challenges, like ups and downs in my career, ups and downs in my family, personal things. Everywhere I see that, okay, like, okay, the perspective matters.
I love that perspective to you gets you that insight of what is the best decision to make according to the situation you're facing and that perspective that you now have. So I love that. Like, when are the times to move on and move on to something else? Or when are the invitations of something needs to change? I need to lean closer in. And I think what's coming up as an idea as we're having this conversation is perspective for you leads to discernment, and that
Yeah.
discernment leads to taking the right action. And so
Yes.
I'm glad I asked that question, because I was like, perspective can mean so much, and there was such a richness behind your share of why the use of perspective to you in particular. And I know that so many people listening probably can relate to this piece of perspective gives us the proper lens, the proper landscape, the proper understanding to make an accurate discernment, to make the best discernment possible.
Yes.
And
That's
then,
what I believe in.
yeah, of course. And what I love also is the curiosity and connection, which is beautiful in itself. We come from the mind, which was the perspective, the discernment, taking the right actions, and then curiosity and connection. Tell me more about curiosity and connection for you.
Sure. So curiosity is something, which we it is come in inbuilt from the childhood, but at over the periods of when we are growing up, it we keep ignoring it and like we suppress it and move on to the next stage. So the curiosity, from the childhood is like, when we are babies or like we are crawling, we used to find out, okay, what is next. But that over the period, it changes. So that's what the curiosity means for me. And like I've been like suppressing for years, and then like recently I in retrospective on my thoughts, and I saw that, okay, this is one thing I should improve on, which has been I've been doing it but not on all activities. Let's see, take a situation here is like, I got a problem or like some kind of a situation where uh, like where the problem in some of the systems are down. So the curiosity is, okay, why it is down, what happened is why it is down, instead of seeing it, okay, so what bad we did, instead of focusing on that, what I could change so that it could be bringing it up. So that is one thing we see it as a curiosity, where what went wrong, how we can deep dive it, even though if it is a new field, even though we have a lot of experience, always curiosity matters. Even though if it is a very small thing, we learn it from the kids. It's all matters. Like you learn it. Even if I go to a lemonade stand, I would like to admire the kids, how they are doing it, how they are selling it. It's like that one. It's new for me. I love to learn. I love to collab with them and learn with them, even though it's fun and like things. But yeah, that's how I see it as a curiosity.
Oh, I love that. And it's funny because even the curiosity led to that piece around connection for you. Like, even in the description, even in your example that you just shared. And I can see how, you know, it's so interesting how perspective, curiosity, and connection are actually very intertwined one another if we think about it, especially in the ways you've been describing it. Curiosity allows us to take, a different perspective, make the discernment, and then possibly getting curious about what choice to make forward. That there's so much richness there, and it seems so simple, but those three elements oftentimes are very present in childhood, and throughout our career we forget the importance of these things, and we have to come back to them, especially as we're in places of leadership, we're facing innovation, we have to pivot and change, and we're dealing with teams overseas, etc.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And about connections, you said is like, yes, the curiosity makes connections, and also like keeping the connection active without, ignoring it or like burning it. It's so important. That's one of the greatest lesson I learned from my career and like so far the journey. Is like you need to keep up the connections. You should always being in a good books or like keep them. Keep them in a good way, so that you need to treat the people everywhere it's the same. So that's one lesson I learned it like over this period of my journey.
Absolutely. And we talked about these incredible lessons, these insights that you've acquired. And oftentimes we see in someone's career that some of the lessons and the wisdom and these insights are actually acquired through the most difficult times in their career and the biggest challenges. So I am curious to know, Sudar, what were the biggest challenges of your career and how have they served you truly?
Challenges in career I've been seen a couple of times. The one of the recent challenge I see it as like, the job change, which should be close to the recent topics which is happening now, like the fourth job change, which is one of the biggest challenge I would have faced. Till now, my career is like I was choosing to change the job. It was not forced me to change the job. Actually, it's not like that way. So that was the first challenge I would see, and I when I go back to that point and see that, wow, what I did and where I am right now is amazing. It's like, yes, actually there were some downtimes to that point, and how I reacted to it, or like what are the steps I took on that day, it was amazing. Yes, actually there were a lot of pressure, a lot of other things were there, but the journey was amazing. Actually, I see that. That is one of the biggest career challenge, I would say. Uh, that I've overcome that, and like now I know the track, and now I know what I did, so I can able to help the people and able to move forward. And also, it helps me to grow in a career. Like the perspective can change in my life. Like one big change in the perspective there is job or work is not life. Uh, it's part of life. It's not the life.
I love this, and you're right. There's so many times where these challenges they give us and and I love this piece where you're like, I'm in such a great place now, and I feel amazing with where I'm at. And if it wasn't for those challenges, there's no way I would end up where I am right now today. And so
Yeah.
those moments are necessary and actually end up serving us a lot more than we realize. It's so potent, truly.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing so much change right now in the world, especially, I mean, like you said, when losing our job or changing jobs is outside of our control or decisions, it's not us, it's not going to come. It can be a challenge in that way of, how do we adapt when it's outside of our control? And
Mm,
I'm curious actually, yeah, what would you say, Sudar, on that piece, which is when we are in a situation and things are outside of our control, how do we adapt as best as we can? What would you suggest in those moments?
so first thing is you need to whatever it is, like whatever emotion it is, like on that, like the change, you should be able to let it out, let it go first, and accept it, either with an acceptance or whatever means you do it. First of all, you need to let it go and accept it, and then like think on the next steps. Maybe you can take a small step, or you can take like a drastic step, or like with multiple ways with a large amount of force from you, because that moment give you a lot of fear, anxiety, and maybe with a confidence. It will be mixed of emotions. So you can take either of one, like baby steps, or like reaching out to mass people, do whatever you can. It's a survival mode. You will be in the survival mode, which I was in that point. So in the survival mode, we will react to it. We will do whatever means we will move forward,
Mm.
and you should not think about the past. Okay, you should not blame on you. You should not think on whatever happened like it's because of others or something. You should not go into that blame itself. So those are the things much needed. You should be very much acceptant and adaptable. If we do these three things, we are adapting to the next thing.
I love Yeah. I think that, like you said, like letting those emotions out and peace around like knowing what to do next, the adaptability is so key. There, you know, and why I bring this up is we are facing a time of challenge and adaptability, especially in the world today more than ever with AI, which has been great in so many ways and challenging in others. I'd love to get your perspective on this piece with AI and the change that it's brought on.
So with I mean that's a buzzword which is happening in this. Last 1 year or something. I think it's been happening. It started long way, but it's in the buzz right now. I see AI is something which we could able to adapt very quickly, and which we can able to have a sophisticated life. I mean, it makes life in more sophistication phase with AI and able to buy back the time. That's a very key point here. It's like whatever we do, the time is limited. It keeps on growing. So with this, we could able to. It gives option to buy back a time, and we're able to serve people more, and we can able to do more in a less time. That's what I see as an AI. I think we have been doing this for years. Now we started realizing it.
Yeah. I love that piece when it's just like this the insight where it's like, yes, we can do it so much more with such a short amount of time and it's this piece around adaptability and to continue to adapt throughout time as AI like makes more and more of its space like place. And like you said, it is a buzzword. AI has been here for far longer than we give it credit for, but now it's being used by the masses, being used by every industry possible, really. And yeah, and seeing that change. How has your own experience with AI been? What have you found? Has it been so helpful for you in certain ways, and where has it still been limiting in others?
Um, I don't see any limitation there, but benefit wise, yes. I mean, this has been in my experience wise, like it's not about software or anything, it's about something I see it in AI. One is like, smart home, which bring you like connectivity regardless of the distance, geography. You can able to connect to the places, and you can able to see what other people are doing, or like you can able to connect with people. That is one way we've been using it. And other points are like, yesterday I was going to a library. I went to a library with my kid, and normally we used to drop the books in a place where they will be like collecting the books based on the types, whether it's a fiction, science fi, or non-fiction, something like that. And I saw a machine where you can just drop the book, it'll go to the cart, it'll go to in a like a conveyor belt, and it gets identified and like put into the separate bin. That's an automation with an AI. It's a simple thing, but I see that it's very great. It saves the time of a lot of people who work in a library.
I love that. Even at like, yeah, even in our communities, to think at the local library, there's, some AI integration in a subtle way, but in very, very helpful ways. Rather than having the librarian scan every single book or manually enter it. I love this. And this is where we're seeing, its applications are pretty much everywhere. Everywhere we
Yes.
turn more than ever.
Yes, it's everywhere. We've been using it like Alexa. Alexa is one of the AI tool, and like a lot of tools like smartphone. Like I'm from the era we used to have like first phone with buttons, and then like started with smartphone. Like then now actually it's ultra smart. It's like it's not phone is not for talking now. It's more about tools and like all apps.
Yeah. And there's no more buttons on our phones.
Yeah, no more buttons on the phone.
Times have changed drastically.
Yes.
Sudar, we are on the PLA podcast, so of course I want to ask you, what originally drew you to a community like PLA?
Um, so for PLA, it's like first of all, like I want to thank for PLA. It's like they are doing incredible work. Uh, what I like more in PLA is like connecting people, where they build a community without, where they can able to openly talk and discuss. It can bring new connection with the people, and with all the type of people. It's like being whether they are in a senior grade, C grade, and it helps people to grow whatever they want to do. It's about that. And this community is being like, we've been doing this one as like non kind of like we are not doing it properly with the regulated one, like kind of like schedule. Everything is a schedule. Like now people need a lot of push. Everyone have their own inner limitation. They don't know the potential or something. They don't identify it. It's not like they don't know, they don't identify it. What PLA does is it enables it,
Mhm.
and then process on empowering it. That's what I see this PLA. It's about, again, people doing it, but I see that consistently we keep on pushing with a lot of masterminds behind that. It's amazing.
Oh, that's incredible. And I love the piece that you brought up. So many of us live with so much potential that we're not utilizing to the best of our abilities. And it's not the lack of resources or skills or tools available. It's really not having a space with mentors guiding us through, what tools to use first, how to use them, how to use like that someone or a group of people that are filtering out all of what's out there to bring you the best of the best in a systematized step-by-step system for you to get the
Yes.
most value out of it. And like you said, the community is the best part. It's like being amongst people that are dedicated, are driven, are looking for more in their life and want to support one another.
Yes, that's true. Yes. And for me, it gives me a personal feel. It's like, I mean, it's not about career change or something. It gives me an opportunity to serve people. And I can also learn. Like, I mean, I'm learning. Every day I'm learning. And I can able to help people. I mean, I've helped a couple of people, which gives me a satisfaction I cannot explain in words. It was just amazing. Thank you.
Oh, I love that, Sudar. And you're right, giving is the secret of life. It's what we thrive off of. There's nothing that beats being able to give, truly.
Definitely. Giving is, it's always good. Like, um, which should have been taught in schools. Giving is always good. I think maybe a lot of schools are doing it. Maybe we need to enforce more on that. So always giving is good.
Absolutely. And speaking of giving, I would love to know, what is the legacy and impact you're still looking forward to leave behind or give to this world?
Okay. So the legacy I want to make, like a, is like I want to build a company or something I could be able to generate where people can able to use it for their life. So one is kind of like I can able to help people on bringing up their education wherever they need, and help people on whoever is really needed, where I could able to feed them, feed the hunger. Those two things I'm already in taking action and doing it. So it's very necessary that helping people is the core, and the footprint I need to do it is like, okay, I just want to put it in my legacy print, and then like followed by maybe my kids or whoever it is. So just want to move in that path. That's what I want to focusing on right now.
I love it, and it so aligns with your heart and your values of being able to give, and that piece of building something sustainable that can create change and be able to give to those that need it. And I think this is a beautiful project initiative. I'm looking forward to seeing it all come to life and how we can support it.
Sure, yeah. I'm working on it. Once I've been completed, I will just share it with the community so that like maybe I can get feedback, or maybe there are a lot of ideas. I can just collab with them and like do it.
Absolutely. I love it. And, for anyone that's listening and is tuning in for the very first time to the PLA podcast and happens to be on their very first episode here, I wanted to put out a small QR code, and I'll display it in just a moment. But first, I want to open this up of this is a workshop that PLA provides every now and then. And it's an incredible opportunity to get so many tools and implementable strategies that you can use right away. And like I say every time, even if you never hear of PLA again, it's so worth going. I've gone more times than I can count. Brendan, one of the founders, used to tease me all the time on, Junior, aren't you tired of the training? I said, no, I get so much value every time. And so I recommend it to everyone I know to jump in and just get a little bit of a taste. So many of our community members have gone, and the founders are directly involved in the training itself. So you will, even if you just go to the training, and like I said, never hear of PLA again, you'll be blown away by the tools that are very, very helpful that you will be able to take away. So I just wanted to put that out there. And thank you, Sudar, for your incredible time, your wisdom, and your wonderful heart and your presence on the PLA podcast today.
Okay, thank you, Dinya. Thank you. Again, it's a pleasure, and like it's been like long due, and today we could able to fulfill it. Thank you, and you helped me a lot for during my challenges time when there was something personal happening. So it was really great. Whenever I'm get stuck in something, you help me. And I would like to thank everyone in the PLA mastermind. Uh, it, it changed my like perspective of my life. So I would say it's like it is very good. I mean, it's very. I would say like there is no words to explain. It's very amazing. I would like to bring my kids or like everyone whomever I know, like to bring into this so that like they can able to get the same knowledge what I'm getting, so
I
they
love
can also grow.
That's beautiful, Sudar. And I totally agree. I feel the same. So many times I wish everyone in the world would have access to a place like PLA and be able to
Mhm.
derive so much value to fully fulfill their potential, truly.
Yes.
Oh. Thank you for jumping on. Looking forward to having you on as a guest again to another future PLA episode. We would love that. And to everyone tuned in, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening, and catch you all for another episode on the PLA podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful day.